And then we'll get started. Tonight we'll be covering basic conducting. So kind of an interesting or important topic. So let's pray and then we'll get started. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening. We thank you for the opportunity that you give us to learn more about music and to study different principles about music that we can apply in church work and in leadership of worship. And we pray that you just be with us tonight, be with any that are still traveling here, and we pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so tonight this is actually Module 4, but I believe this is our 8th class, and we're going to be covering basic conducting. Now, you can see up here, I kind of gave you a definition of conducting. Conducting is nonverbal communication of musical ideas through the use of gestures made by the hands, the arms, the body, as well as expressions by the face. And I would say that conducting involves the whole body. You know, you'll find some people out there that they're more like, they're a little more stiff, you know, and they don't move. But I've got an example later on. It'll be part of your homework assignment, and you'll get to hear how this guy talks about it. So really nice. So conducting is, the second sentence here is, conducting is at once physical, it's psychological, it's mental, and it's spiritual. And it requires complete presence and ability to listen. So your most important devices next to your arm that's conducting, most important devices are these two little things on the side of your head, especially when you're trying to help people with their music. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Jordan. Complete ability to listen, respond, guide, be a catalyst, shape, lead, sometimes follow, and most of all, invite and inspire musicians. Because a good conductor will take good musicians and make them better, okay? So, and it'll take less skilled musicians and make them better. And that's what you're trying to do. So, I got you a purpose here. The purpose, inspire to be better than the individual parts. So you can have a lot of soloists in a choir, or you can have a choir. And of course, if everyone's working together and doing the right things, then of course you actually have better sounding music. It's like, if you remember in that one piece we did Sunday morning where I wanted the choir to kind of pause for a minute on that one note so that chord structure could go out to the congregation, if you remember that from yesterday. So, you know, as a group, you can make this incredible chord structure that kind of augments the words, but as a soloist, you can't. Okay? So another thing, when you're in leadership, I did say choose music you love, but make sure you love a lot of different types of variety of church music, right? Because if you do all the same church music, it'll be boring, people will be bored, and you know, a variety is the best way to do it. Lots of variety when you choose. But choose music you love, because if you love the music, what'll happen is you'll be more excited to teach it to your students or to your choir or to your church. You'll be more excited, and if you're excited, they'll be excited. That enthusiasm rubs off. Personal interest in members and players. So that's another thing. When you're in a leadership position, especially in music, well, actually I guess it'd be anything in the church, even in pastoring, but you've got to have a special interest in the people that you're leading. So you want to take a special interest in them. You want to have a personal interest in the members and the players. You want to be a student of leadership. So we can all further develop our leadership skills, and you want to develop those. I'm going to show you a book that I think is a primo book called Maestro. And this book was popular in corporate America probably maybe 5 years ago, but it was written from a senior conductor talking to junior conductors about how they could be better conductors. And the principles that this guy goes through is pretty amazing. And how he talks about how you take, and you got to understand, when you get to the symphony level, you've got the best of the best out there. So how does a conductor at the symphony level take those best of the best out there? Maybe some of them are egomaniacs, and make them better. And so this guy, in that book, he talks about, and I'll go through something else a little bit later for that. Let's see, what else? The other thing you want to try to do is develop a clear conducting technique. There's all kinds of conducting techniques. I've seen people just go, I've seen them in church doing stuff like this, and I'm like, yeah, that's why they call us waving our hands, because that guy was waving his hands. And then I've seen others that, I've seen different techniques, and there's some I'm like, I wonder how they do that, because that's really neat. But I never could figure out quite how they did it. But we'll talk a little bit about that later. Now, I want to talk briefly about the baton, okay? So a baton, I've got a couple of them here. You can take a look at that. A baton, generally we don't use this in choral, and you'll notice that a lot of, even at the symphony level, a lot of times the conductor will put it down and then he'll use his hand. And part of the reason for that is conducting with your hand you generally do that with choirs because it's a smaller setting, it's a little more intimate of a setting, so you conduct with your hands. So a choral conductor might put a baton down even while he's directing his orchestra, just because he's in that part of the music where maybe it's more of an intimate setting of the music. But I will tell you what a baton is really good at is helping you to learn your beat. So if you're properly holding your baton, and the way, it's just going to lay in there, and it's like an extension of the hand. What you can do is you can take a dry erase marker and put little circles on a mirror, and then you can conduct. And when you stop on a beat, that point should point right to that circle. So it's a way of getting your accuracy on your conducting down. So that's the best use for a baton. Actually, is to help you to get your accuracy down on your conducting. I can tell you, in my life, I've only probably used a baton less than 5 times, and it was the only time I can remember ever using a baton was when I was conducting the university orchestra, when they let you a couple of times direct the university orchestra, and then when I did that, of course, you get to use a baton. But other than that, there's not really been too many cases where I would have needed to use a baton. So, again, baton, best use, or a pencil, if you want to use a pencil. Put little circles with a dry erase on a mirror in your bathroom. Shut the door so no one can see you as you're doing this, and when you stop, that should be pointing right to where that circle should be. Okay. Beat pattern theory. Let's talk about that. So the right hand keeps the beat, okay? The left hand is used for signaling, all right? Always. Always. Doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. The right hand always keeps the beat, okay? The right hand is the beat hand, always keeps the beat. Left hand is used for signaling, okay? So right hand keeps the beat. The first beat of a bar must be clear. So like the very first note, when you're singing or when you're leading a group, that very first note, that very first beat has to be clear. So if it comes in on 1, 1. Actually, you need a preparatory beat, 1. Preparatory beat, 1, if it comes in on 1. Now, a lot of times, even if it's another beat, I'll still do a straight down just because I want the choir or the congregation to really know clearly that's when to begin to sing. So instead of maybe preparatory beat and do a 4, or preparatory beat and do a 2, I'll do a preparatory beat and I'll still go 1, and then I'll get into the pattern. So, but that's just to be clear. So you always want to have your first beat of the bar must be clear. And I've got some stuff later on. We'll talk about some things. Theoretical secondary accents in compound time signatures are shown by motions larger than unaccented beats. So you remember what compound time was? Who remembers what compound time was? Good. I got several. So tell me what it is.
Anything not in 4, right? Isn't it like 8, 12?
Close.
It has, the beat is not on the quarter note, it's on the 8.
Yeah, you could look at it that way. It's where you've got a triple beat, right? So like a 6A, 12A, yeah, 8th note. So what that means is it's more like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. But what you're seeing is that the 1 beat is very distinct, the unaccented are smaller, and then this one's much more pronounced. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And so that's what that means. So this is just some theory. We'll go through some practice in a minute. Another thing I want you to notice is that we give beats with this hand and not rhythms. Now, there are times when you want to do a rhythm, like da, da, in that one piece. I will sometimes give you the rhythm just because it seems to help our choir. But generally, you don't want to give rhythms, like da, ta, 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 ta. It's more like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And even if there's other rhythms going on, you want to keep the beat with your right hand. So you keep the beat, not the rhythms. So you've got you can see I gave you some things there. Bounce after the beat. All beats should have the same beat. And then performers cannot see motion towards them at any degree of clarity. So in other words, what we're saying with that is you want to be careful of doing stuff like this, because performers have trouble seeing stuff where you're going at them. So I do this with the crescendos, where I'll kind of come towards you like that. There's a danger in that, because that can be misconstrued. Now, here's a couple of types of beats. So if we're in a legato if I'm in a legato passage, I'm going to have more of a rounded beat pattern, right? So it's going to be more rounded if I'm in a legato. If I'm in a marcato, like onward Christian soldiers, see how I'm giving that more of that marcato. Mark, choo, 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 choo. So that's that. Legato. Da, 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 da. Okay? So you can see the pattern can change, and that's how you're using your right hand to signal to the people. Okay, so here's an example. Bars with a compound beat, so your compound beat, you can see how you got a distinct beat, 2, 3, and then you go to whatever's next. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can see that. So that's what this particular thing is indicating. Is here's your accented beat. Whoops. Your accented beat is here, and these are your unaccented. So that's your accented beat, and these are your unaccented. All right, now let's talk about some beat patterns. This is time where you get to stand up. You guys get to stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Make sure you got plenty of room. There's been a couple times where I've had, I will tell you, there's been a couple times I've been tempted. If I'm up conducting and someone walks up really close to me on either side, I've been tempted to go whap, but I've never done that. But there's been a couple times I've thought about that. Okay, let's try this first one. This is a 1 beat per measure. So if you're doing a fast 3/8, a fast 3/4, fast 2/4, you're just going to do 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, get your arms moving. 1, 1, 1, and everyone's using their right arm. Good.
This is for what?
This is for a fast 3/8 or 3/4. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay, good. Relax the arm. Oh, another thing I want you to know. Okay. When you're conducting, you want to be conducting from your chest up to your head, because it's hand, eye, what you're conducting. So if it's congregation, hand, eye, congregation, hand, eye, choir. So you really want to have your arms up. I'm going to show you something that I've seen in churches. I'll see people, sometimes they'll do this. They'll do. Now, are you able to see the beat?
Not really.
No. I call that belly button conducting. And you don't want to do that. If you're conducting people, you want your hands up, hand, or eyes, hand, what you're conducting. All right? Hands up. Now, if you conduct any length of time, you will feel right here, you'll feel it, but it'll go away as you develop your muscles. Okay, let's go to the next beat. There's a couple different ways we can conduct 2. So a 2 beat. I've actually got 3 ways in here. So let's try the first one. The first one is more of a legato. So it'd be just down, up, down, up. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that'd be more of a legato. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay? Now, you might have a need for something else. This is another style. And I do this a little bit differently than drawn here, but this would be 1, 2, 1. Now, I like to throw it out, just kick it out just a little bit. And to me, if you need a real precise precision 2, that's where I would do that. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Wait, how are you bringing your hand back without making a third beat?
Oh, it's just 1. So 1, bounce, 2. 1, 2. Or actually, 1, 2. So it's 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You see that? Okay. That's okay. Watch. 1, 2. 1, bounce, 2.
I feel like I'm putting too many beats in.
So it should be just
Looks like
1,
3.
2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Yeah, you don't have to kick it out as far.
Oh.
You don't have to kick it out that
I'm
far.
trying to make sure it's
1,
distinct.
2. 1,
That's not how I
2. 1, 2. Okay, everyone, let's see. I'm going to see your hands. 1, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Okay, what I would say, just make sure you be careful about crossing your line. You want to you don't want to go, okay, keep this center line. 1, kick it out. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, bounce, 2.
So never go to the left.
Yeah, not on a 2. Not in that case. Okay? Yeah, let me see. 1. No, you're doing a J stroke. I'm not on that one yet.
Well, that's-
Not on the J yet. We'll
that's
get
the
there.
easy- That's the
Too
easy one.
advanced for us over
One.
here.
1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1. Come on.
I was doing it when you were talking. 1, 2.
Yes.
1, 2.
Yes. So, limber up. You're too stiff. Too stiff, brother. Easy.
Shake it out, Andrew.
2. 1,
Okay.
2. 1, 2. 1, 2.
This is really hard.
2. 1, 2. Yeah.
Doing it?
Okay.
One thing that I can get.
All right. Now, the one that I like the J stroke.
This is the-
You just told him not to do that.
He wasn't on
No,
the
it
J
was-
stroke.
I wasn't on the J yet. So this is another. There's like 3 different ways, and it depends upon what you're trying to communicate, right? So this is just like drawing a J. Boom, boom.
Oh,
1,
I like that.
2. 1, 2. And you'll see me doing this all the time in congregational. 1, 2. 1, 2.
Hold on.
1. It's just a J. You're drawing a little J.
It's a
Your
J.
last name starts with a J. 1, 2, J.
Stop.
1,
Look at my
2.
J's.
1,
Backwards
2. 1, 2.
Yeah,
Let me
just
see.
Just a regular square
1,
J.
2. Yeah, 1, 2.
I
Yeah.
like this one. I can do this one.
Okay, you're pulling your hand the wrong way. It goes
She's writing
1.
an actual J.
A backwards
Yes,
J.
yeah, you don't,
Backwards.
Y'all told me a regular J.
you don't come across the body like this. You go J out. Yeah,
J to us.
It goes away from your body.
yeah, away from your body on a
Oh,
J.
my
You know, I need to watch you too. Yes,
Okay.
This is.
yes.
Now we got it.
1,
I think
2.
this is the easy way.
1.
I
2.
like this one better.
Da, 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 da. Let me think. What do we have that's in 6A?
I don't know.
There you go, upside down.
Okay, an upside down candy cane, folks. Yeah, there you go. But make sure that the hook points to the right hand side.
The hook goes away from you.
Hook goes away from your
I
body.
like this one better.
Okay?
I like the other one.
Yeah,
Oh no, I liked the other one better.
All right. Now, I will show you, notice in all of these, the 2 is always away from the body. Okay? 1, in the looping one, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. So that your 2 is always in that direction if you're in a 2 beat. Okay? All right. I knew you guys would have fun. This is like,
This is exercise.
yeah, it's
I
not
brought
much.
it in the house earlier.
All right, now, here is a 3.
Oh, I got this one.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just following the little diagram.
One.
it's there.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Now, you know what? You don't have to have your arms quite so straight. You can have it more, a little bit of a bend there. There we go. You won't look, you look more natural doing it that way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
I'm ready for a choir.
3, 1,
Only if we do this one.
3.
Children's
One.
choir, you can.
Okay, let me
Yeah,
see.
you can do children.
Back to back, let me see.
Oh, I was just doing it.
Okay,
I do this.
all right, let me see in the back, way back there. Do me a 3. That looks like a 2. A 3 is like this. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1,
Oh, yeah.
2,
this is hard
3,
to left hand.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, so your 2 is going to go off in this direction.
Some people with their right
Yes.
hand.
And then 3 it's going to come back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Sunday school.
Is that comfortable with that?
Yes, he was like, I can tell him.
Go straight down.
Yeah, straight down. You always want your downbeat, your 1 to be very distinct. Otherwise, it can confuse people. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, good.
See if you're looking at it.
All right, now, those of you that want to cross your body, look what we got now.
Oh boy.
4, 4. This would be for a 4, 4, a 4, 2, a 2, 4, a slow 2, 4. Like if you had a really slow 2, 4, you could use this, or a slow 4, 8. All right? Let me show you. I'll demonstrate.
Slow.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Cross the body. Go back. 3,
Let's do it
4.
backwards.
1. Yeah, you want to do just the opposite of what I'm doing up here. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you got it. You got it. Jordan.
Okay.
There we go. 1. Cross the body. 2. Yeah. 3, 4. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Okay, he's doing a fast 4. How are we doing over here?
It's determined.
All right, I might need to do some remedial training. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I tell you what. I'll try to. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do it just the opposite of what you're supposed to do, and you mirror me. Okay. So I'm going to try to do it wrong, if I can. 1.
2, 3, 4. 2,
Are you mirroring me? Mirror me.
3.
Oh.
2.
Oh no! Now you. Okay, if you're going to do that, then do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Cross the body. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1,
Simple. Simple.
2,
Everything more complicated.
You just
3,
I don't know why I can't get that.
4.
Really not for me.
Does that work? 1, 2,
The
3,
I
4.
find it
1,
kick
2,
ass easy.
3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. You got it. Okay, so that's a 4.
I like it.
Oh, here we go.
Ah, you ready for some real fun?
No. Ready. Just be ready.
Oh, here we go.
Oh!
5, 4.
Wait.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna sit this one out.
1.
No. You don't want to sit this one out. You want to give it a try.
You just add a
Think of it.
That's
What if I
exactly-
said?
Bounces.
You just add a bounce.
That's right.
That's it.
Think about what I said. 5, 4 is either 2 and a 3 or a 3 and a 2. Right? So 5, 4 is either a 2 and a 3 or a 3 and a 2. And that's going to change your conducting pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. I'm sorry. I was going to do the other one.
This is like the other one, but with an extra.
Yeah, it's like a 4, 4, except you got an extra bounce on this side. Okay? How you doing over there?
I got it.
I got it. Okay.
I like that.
Now.
Oh my goodness.
Now, it is 5, 4, so it could be 3, 2. It could be a 3 and a 2. So if it's a 3 and a 2, you do it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. So it depends upon how the 5, 4 is to be interpreted. Where you put the extra little bounce. It could be on this side or it could be on that side. And it just depends upon how 5, 4 is to be interpreted.
I feel very artsy.
Yeah.
Should I have paintbrushes in our hand?
That's what you're painting.
Does that make sense?
This is actual
Okay,
paint.
some people pay way more for that.
You
Okay.
think that looks like a paintbrush stroke?
No, we're just saying we feel artistic.
No.
How are you doing back there?
We could make some art. Super
Kind of
One,
like a-
2, 3, 4,
6 and higher.
5. Yeah, there you go. That's
I can
good.
do this
Very
with
good.
coffee in my hand.
If you're painting hills, that might look something like that.
All right.
I
Comfortable?
doubt anything I paint would look good at all.
Yes. Okay. Now,
All right, here we go.
the wonderful
Oh, boy.
6/8.
Another bounce.
6/8. 3 bounces each side of 1. 1, 2, I'm sorry, just 2 bounces on 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I will tell you, you probably won't direct your 6 that fast.
No.
Because if it's that fast, you're going to do a J, or you're going to do one of the 2 strokes.
My arm will fall off.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4,
Arm
5,
fell
6.
off.
All right, let's see. Back to back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Okay, how are we doing over here? I need to see your beat.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Am I doing it right?
Yeah, pretty good. You might be bringing your 6 just a little too far center. Start your 6 maybe a little farther out. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You want to keep that 1 beat, the beginning of the measure, the 1 beat, you always want to keep that distinct, because if a person gets lost, they're going to look for that distinctive 1 beat to know when the beginning of the measure is. So that's what you want to always keep. Now, you know where I'm going.
Let's skip this one.
No.
No. This is another one. Now, some people will direct their 6 like this. This one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. It's more artsy. 5, 6. Actually, it goes to the other side.
Looks like a
1,
drawing.
1, 2,
So the same
3.
process
Yeah, I actually was conducting it wrong. I never use this one. This one I never use. I always like the other one. So it's
Get a little dizzy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, bounce, bounce. 4, 5, 6. 1, bounce, bounce. 4, 5, 6. 1, bounce, bounce. 4, 5, 6. And I'm exaggerating. 1, bounce, bounce. 4, 5, 6. 1, bounce, bounce. 4, 5, 6. Make sense?
I like this one.
Okay, the other way. Go the other way. You're going wrong. It's to the other side. 1, bounce, bounce. 4, 5, 6. 1, bounce, bounce. 4, 5, 6.
The numbers go higher.
Okay? How's your 4, 5, 6? Okay, so you like it. All right? Okay, good. Jordan?
I was going to- Just that one.
Okay.
Andrew?
Andrew?
What do you think I'm good at?
Okay. And how's yours? You're going so fast I can't tell which way you're going.
He likes
Maybe
really
he's
fast.
doing
Yeah,
that on
I think he's close.
Really fast songs.
All right.
Used to-
You can sit down for a moment.
Oh, my goodness.
We're going to come back to some conducting in a minute.
That was fun.
We're going to do some cueing.
No,
We'll have y'all doing some cueing. Okay, let's talk about the left hand. Everything we've done so far is with your right hand. And remember what we said. The right hand keeps the beat, and it does the majority of the work.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you supposed to remember what this is doing if you're supposed to remember what this is doing? I don't
You
know.
learn to be
The
in.
I
same
can't
way
even pat my hand in my head and rub my belly at the same time.
You
So-
have to teach yourself how to do that.
Okay.
Maybe touch your head at the top.
That's part of what you have to teach yourself if you want to be conducting. Yeah, you need to be able to be independent. This hand's doing one thing while this other hand is doing all kinds of other stuff. So 1, If I'm doing a 4 pattern in this hand,
See? Yeah.
you know, whatever. Okay, let's talk left hand. So the left hand, you use it for everything that it can conveniently show.
It says use the right hand for everything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You want to, okay, yes. So, I'm sorry. The principle is you want to do everything you can with this hand. Minimize what you do with this hand, right?
Okay.
So you want to, if you can cue people with this hand, you want to cue them with this hand. If you can cut them off, you use this hand for your cuts and your entrances. However, there are times it's not convenient to use this hand because you got other things going on, so you just need to keep the beat. So then that's when you bring this hand to do things, right? So you bring this hand in. Okay? So the right hand is your work hand. It doesn't matter whether you're a left-handed person or a right-handed person, you still want to use it for just everything you can conveniently show with it. Tempo, volume, character, phrasing, and cues when they fit. Okay, now the left hand. The left hand is used to take care of things beyond the scope of what the right hand can do, such as cues that do not fit in the beat pattern, volume or balance. Sometimes, you know, you'll see me, I'll look at you in the eyes and I'll do this, you know, get louder, you know. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe not that extreme, but. So this hand is used for other things while this one's still keeping the beat. Because if you think about it, in some of the music, we got people coming in at different times. You got people coming in over here, people coming in over there, and you got to keep the beat. So you keep the beat, and then you're bringing them in with this hand and doing different things. Okay, so that's things that don't fit. You're going to use the left hand for. Let's see, is there anything else here? Sections of group, exhortations to supplement the right hand, turn pages. I mean, this hand's great for turning pages, because if I start turning pages with this hand, what's going to happen to the beat? You won't see it anymore. So you'll always see me, while this is going on, I'll turn the page. Okay, you'll see that all the time, always turning pages. This is a great page turning hand. Okay, now sometimes you'll use it to reinforce. You'll see me do that when let's say we're getting ready. Now we're holding, and then I'm going to reinforce the cutoff. Okay, reinforce the cutoff. You see that? So I'll use this hand to reinforce when we need to cut the choir. What else? This hand, a lot of times I'll use this when I need the choir to be softer, louder, or just hold. And then another thing that I was taught, if you're doing a hold, don't just hold the hand out there and nothing. You'll notice my elbow, I'll do this, my elbow will be moving up and down slowly as I'm doing the hold. I don't know if you've ever noticed it, but I was told, you don't want to just, you know, hold that thing out there like something on Bugs Bunny, right? You want to, if you're doing a hold, you're going to have your elbow, just let your elbow kind of slowly move and maybe like this. Just what I was taught
So that
years
you know
ago.
you didn't forget. Is that what it's for?
No, it's just so it doesn't look like you're.
I like that.
I have had a director do that.
Yes, you probably have, and I know who it would have
He's
been.
very famous for
Yes. Yes.
Only things famous for him.
So to reinforce and emphasize what the right hand is indicating, for example, add the left for a sudden accent. You'll see me sometimes, I'll go, you know, I'm accenting a downbeat. I'll have both hands kind of mirror like that. Or a very soft spot. maybe we'll show a soft spot, or the climax of a crescendo. And this hand is still sitting there. So this would be the climax of a crescendo. What else? And important cues. So a lot of times I'll be cueing with this. This hand will be beating. I'll look over at the men, and I'll preparatory beat. Boom, they're in. So, or I'll do it with the ladies too. I'll look at the ladies because they're usually over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring them in. So preparatory beat. Bring them in.
Listen.
Altos.
You try singing those notes really loud. It's hard.
Yeah, altos, it might be more like this. I'm just joking. Never.
Becca, there are more altos than there are sopranos, and these altos are still quieter
I
than
actually
they
don't
are.
think there is.
There is. I promise you.
Okay, the one thing, and this is in good conducting, but you will see this violated by every high school marching band, because they teach the high school marching band conductors differently. But this is you don't want to just continually mirror with the left hand. So it becomes really awkward in a 4-beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, bang. So you gotta, it becomes more awkward if you're beating in 4, if you're constantly mirroring. So, what is that? What beat is this? So you don't want to, you might mirror for a short period of time because you're emphasizing something, so you may use your left hand to mirror the right hand for a short period of time for emphasis, but you don't want to do that through a whole song. Now, I watched a guy on TV, I watched him on streaming video, lead his choir. It's a very large church, he's got a very large choir and a full orchestra, and the guy's like this. And I'm just like, I guess once you've got a church of that size, you do whatever you want. But that's not the way.
They must know what they're doing.
Typically, that's not the way it's taught, okay?
Are you saying he was doing a 6 with both hands?
He was mirroring both hands, and he was even doing palms up as he was doing this. And it's a good church choir. I mean, I love listening to him sing. It's just, it is stylistic to some extent. I'm giving you what is considered good practice, and then, people develop their own style. I saw a guy one time, and to this day I can't figure out how in the world he did it. I was in a clinic where there was a guest conductor that came in to clinic us when we were in school, and we were learning some music that he wrote, and somehow as he's conducting, when he wanted us to do a T, he would do this. And that was the T. Now, I never figured out how he did that, because every time I try to do it, I lose the beat. But somehow he was able to keep the beat, and if he wanted us to do a ta at the end of a phrase, he'd go ta. So, people will develop styles. Okay. So avoid using the left hand to merely mirror the right hand. You can use it for emphasis mirroring, but you don't want to do it continually. And then the last thing here is, when the left hand is not in use, either let it hang to the side, body relaxed, not, you see how stiff I am? Not like that, but just let it hang. Just hang as you're conducting. That's what you want to do.
I can almost guarantee you if I'm conducting a choir, I'm not going to be relaxed.
Yeah, you can get there. We'll start you with kids. By the way, let's talk about directing kids. If you'll use good style in conducting when you're conducting kids, do you realize those kids will be way far ahead of their peers if they learn good conducting techniques from whoever's leading that children's choir? Or if we have a teen choir, if they learn, they'll be ahead of their peers when they get into choir and school. Okay, let's talk about some principles of some signaling. So in dynamics, typically what you do is dynamics will be based upon beat size. So if I'm conducting a real small 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's soft. If I'm wailing, really beating the wind, 1, 2, 3, 4, I want you loud. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. That's loud. That's soft. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now everyone stand up. Let's practice dynamics. All right. I want you to conduct a soft 4. Soft 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft. Soft. Small beat. Small beat is soft. Big beat, loud. Okay? Ready? And 4, we're going to, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now loud. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now soft. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now loud. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now soft. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how that works? So that's your dynamic difference. And you'll see me do that with the choir, is I will change my conducting pattern based upon volume from time to time. Okay. Accents. In accents, a lot of times what you're just going to do is you're just going to really accentuate the beat. Boom. Boom. Like 1, 1, 2, you know. Or I might say rest. Rest. Boom. So you might accentuate the beat for an accent. Phrasing, I don't do a lot of phrasing with you guys. Or if I do the phrasing, I use this hand for phrasing. That's how I learned it. But you can literally do phrasing with your right hand. The difference in your right hand phrasing is that in your beat pattern, what will happen is you want a nice flowing pattern, but if you want to tell your people to breathe on 3, you might do this, and then do you see how I pause and then start back up? That's almost like indicating a phrase difference. I don't do that a lot. I usually use this hand, and then what I found works better in a church choir setting. What I found works better in communicating is you'll notice that I'll do this. I'll say, I want you to taper the phrase like this. And I'll work you that way. But not while I'm conducting. That's when I'm explaining the concept. Yes, sir?
Andrew, do you think we'll...
Oh, Andrew, I guess, because I'm moving around, people...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's phrasing. Tempo, of course, tempo's easy. That's all in how fast you do your beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, soft 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I might, if it's really fast, rather than doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, I might go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So stuff like that. Marcato and staccato. Okay, so marcato and staccato, I kind of showed that a little bit earlier. So if I was doing Onward Christian Soldiers, you know, I want to communicate that concept of marching. So I might do it this way. Onward Christian soldiers. You see how I'm more kind of angular in my conducting. 1, 2, 3, 4. Onward Christian soldiers, marching as to war. See how that is? As opposed to onward Christian soldiers. You see the difference in the conducting? So if you're a little bit more angular, then that indicates the marcato or staccato. Okay, now cueing. starts one beat before. Always one beat before. Okay, actually I do want you to stand for this one. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but I'll look at the choir and I'll go, so this is your preparatory, this is your beat before, and then start. Preparatory, start. 1, 2, 3, 4. So do that right quick, do a preparatory beat, preparatory, start. Or you can even use one hand. You can put that left hand down, you can do this, preparatory, start. Start. 1. See how that works? 1. 1. Preparatory, 1. Preparatory, 1. And in all of your cueing, even when I look at you, like when I'll look at your section, I know you've seen it, I'll be conducting, and when it's time for y'all to come in, give you the beat before, boom. So I'm conducting, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Boom. To bring y'all in. And then if it's other beats, if it's on and off beat, then I'll also bring you in that way too. So those are cues. But they always start the beat before. I saw the most amazing version where a guy was directing a very fast song, and he was a conducting student, and he just did this when it was time for each instrument to come in. He'd go. We enjoyed watching that video.
Did he make that noise too?
No, I don't think he made a noise, but it was amazing.
Jordan, go.
He actually got his points right in, but the problem,
Actually, poke this
let
way.
me tell you, the reason you always give a preparatory beat is because if I just do that, by the time I do that and you respond, you're late. I have to give you a beat before, because that's the whole deal. If I just go, there's no preparatory beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You got no time to respond. By the time you respond, you're done.
Dude, your reaction is, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's the crazy
Yeah. Now, there's another trick that I've learned in church choirs that I don't know if you've ever picked up on it, but I will also do this. You ever notice how I breathe in? And everyone else breathes in with me. You do.
I do.
You do.
Maybe you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you'll see me, and the whole choir will breathe when I breathe in.
That's funny.
But you know what? That gets you in on the right time. You got breath in you got air in your body. You can't sing without air.
Can't live without it.
All right. You can sit down for a moment. Let me talk about the face. How are we doing on time? Because I really have an exercise I want to get you guys into. Okay, good. I got time. Okay, let's talk about the face. Some people think, conductors shouldn't do a lot with their face because their face might distract people. They should be watching the hand. But the truth of the matter is, you communicate a lot with your face. Remember what I said when I was up there? It's eye, hand to whatever you're conducting. Yeah, I do that too. Yes. Yes. So you do a lot with your face. So, and that could be also considered signaling, like using this hand to signal.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong.
It could be signaling, yeah. Or open your eyes.
I always wish.
I've done that, yeah. Do this. Yeah, the problem is if you do this when you're actually conducting, you want to have already done something that's a little less obvious, because if you do this, people out there are going to know you're saying something's wrong. Okay, so the face. Sometimes you'll notice when I'm conducting, if we're in a real serious part, like, what was that piece at Easter? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
Please have my died.
Yes, so I'm given a serious look as I'm conducting it because of the nature of what's going on. If it's goodbye world, goodbye, I'm just excited, just like the rest of the choir is excited. But my face is trying to communicate the attitudes and the message in the music. Does that make sense? So your face does that, or should. So you shouldn't just deadpan. Now, I will tell you, when I'm analyzing, like I do it all the time, when I'm analyzing and I'm listening to you guys in practice, you might not see a lot of expression out of me because my ears are analyzing what's going on, and I'm trying to figure out what's the next thing, what part needs a little help. So, okay, that's the face. Faces is an important part in conducting. Okay, odds and end. I want to talk a little bit about odds and end. Okay, and we're going to talk about podium posture and mannerisms. All right. So, podium. Personally, I like a modest black music stand. Not that big thing that's back there. Some of you laughing. That big thing, when that thing come out, I'm like, oh no. Hopefully he doesn't know what that says. That big stand in a little bitty choir section.
Double wide.
Yeah, it was double wide, two pedestal. That thing says, this is an important position. You don't need that as a conductor. It's that type of. Now, if you had one of those great big humongous orchestra scores, you might need a big stand, because those big orchestras, where there's lots of lines, because there's lots of instruments, lots of parts, you might need a big stand to hold all of that stuff.
Because if you put too much weight on these, they just go.
Yeah, well, not all of them. Not all of them. I mean, I got an iPad up here, a Baton, and some notes, and a book.
I try to fix those as I.
Yeah.
As they mess up, yeah.
So me personally, I like nothing but just a nice, modest black stand. There was a time when people wanted me to have this fancy little gold thing that looked like a music, I don't know, it was kind of a fancy stand, and I'm like, I just don't want that. I want just a black, Manhasset stand. Because, it's part of the message, the choir is the important part. I'm just trying to keep them in doing their thing. Now, I'll tell you another thing. Now, you've never seen me do this. You've never seen me do that either. If I were to do something like that, I might do it like this. Just to have a different, it's all about the message that you, the leader, is trying to convey to the people you're leading, right? So if I were to ever do that, it'd be more like this. You'll never hear me do it. Although I will say it, maybe with one brother, I have done a few things about.
No.
I can't imagine that.
You can't imagine it. Yeah.
That doesn't seem right.
He deserved it. Okay. All right, let's talk posture. Posture. When you stand before the people, or even kids, you want to just have a relaxed manner. But, I like to have my feet slightly apart, not like this, like I could be blown over by the least amount of wind. Just shoulders, just kind of relaxed, and you're just going to conduct. And you're going to use your ears, So that. Now, mannerisms. Okay, I mentioned one of them that to me, I think it's really bad style. That's belly button conducting. That's a mannerism. Because you never know where the beat is, right?
Well, I mean, you have some conducting that just stops.
That's true. That's true. So that you just need to think about mannerisms. Any mannerisms that could detract from stuff. I remember, some of you might, you know, I remember the guy that would, like he's way over this. I mean, of course it was that big stand, these will fall over if you try it on these. But way over and like a brown bear. Nah, it's not needed. Just mannerisms, just need to watch the mannerisms. Oh, mannerisms, I can think of some. Had a band director, he'd take his baton and he'd use it to clean his ear out.
Gross. Okay, that's just like during his conducting.
Yes! During a downtime, you'd see him with his baton. Okay, that's not good. Had another conductor, different one. This was a very good conductor that would teach instruments. So he was a multi-instrument conductor, and he would teach instruments. Well, he had this rag, this handkerchief, that he would wipe the mouthpiece out. He'd play the part for you, show you how to play it, then wipe it out, and then give it back to you. Okay, it's kind of okay. Except for he also blew his nose on that same rag. So those are mannerisms, and all of us would be like, ugh. Those are some mannerisms to be careful of and avoid.
That would really throw everyone off to see something like
Why didn't he have his own mouth?
Well, we were kids, so it didn't throw us as much, but it did throw us. So
Be prepared.
you just need to watch out on mannerisms.
Everybody had to do it.
There was I had a director who was very, he was heavy on the flourishes. Like he turned conducting into part of the performance.
We haven't heard the word flourish yet, so go
And,
ahead and listen in.
One of his favorite things to do was if there was like a big finish.
The
to
point and
song,
stick,
the scoop and swivel.
scoop and swoop.
Yes, scoop and swivel.
Swivel.
So he would conduct, and then he'd take his left hand and he'd like scoop, and then to finish it he would do that. He'd like swivel it, yeah. The
Can
scoop
you
and
do that
swivel.
for us, please?
Very
So,
very flourishy.
yeah, very flowery, very, I don't know that was necessarily, that was more showmanship.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, and I know who you're talking about, and you think about who he really liked, who he really thought was the ultimate, John Philip Sousa. And John Philip Sousa was a very, John Philip Sousa's conducting was very, very dramatic. You know, and of course he's got his white military gloves on and he's swinging around, and yeah, I could picture that.
Sometimes it shake his hand.
Okay, so I want you to do something between now and next week. I want you to watch this Gerald Schwartz. He actually, I've given you the full YouTube link. I want you to watch him. What he's going to do in that YouTube link is he's going to talk about what he's going to do as he's conducting Beethoven's Fifth. And it's only about 7, maybe 8 minutes. But he's going to tell you why he's doing different things as a conductor. And then, this second one is the video of him actually conducting. So I want you to watch the video of him talking about what he's doing. Then I want you to watch the video of him actually doing it. Okay? Because I like this guy's way of presenting what conducting is all about. Okay? And again, when you're conducting people at the level that this Gerald Schwartz is conducting, you are conducting some of the best of the best. So he's conducting, I believe it's the All-Star Orchestra, which is the best of several different country or regional orchestras. So the best players are all together for this session of doing Beethoven's Fifth. So you've got the best of the best, probably half of them egomaniacs, and the way he deals with that and he's explaining, it's just really good. So I want you to do that. That's an easy homework. So please, Google, or not Google it, well, you could Google it, or you can just type in that URL, watch it. It's fascinating. And you'll get some good flavor. All right, you ready for some fun?
Oh boy.
Let's do some conducting. Let me turn on my boom box.
That's nice.
Welcome to the PL4525 Bluetooth speaker, Bluetooth mode.
And let's see if we can connect to it.
She is smart.
Bluetooth connected.
Oh yeah, automatic, excellent. Okay, now
I like
look at your music. You've got, what have we got in this music? We've got 4 beats of piano, or 4 measures of the piano. Okay? You guys need to cue the singers right here. I want to see you do your preparatory beat. Cue the singers. So remember, preparatory beat's going to start on beat 4 over here. You're going to start your preparatory beat there, and you're going to bring in on the singers on There Is Not a Mother. Okay? All right? Now, I want you to cut off all the singers here. Okay, so this is 1, 2, cut them off. Preparatory beat starts here. This is your prep to bring in
I'm trying to think of it.
the ladies. Okay?
You mean the ladies and the
Oh, wait,
sopranos
wait.
and the tenors?
Yes, and the tenors. Yes, and the tenors.
Or just the ladies?
I don't care. Bring them both in. Bring them both in.
I don't.
All right? So,
Will you example this first?
yeah. So, so we're going to start out 1, 2. This is the instrumental part. And 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 1, 2, 3, 4. There is not a mother. There. Okay? And then over here, you're going to do 1, 2, cut. And then just bring them in. 1, 2, cut. Boom. 1, 2, cut. Boom. 1, 2, cut. Bring them in. 1, 2, bring them in. So you got to keep this going. This is your beat. So you're in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But while that's going on, you're going to do 1, 2, cut, 4. Okay, several different ways to do it, but let's give it a try. Here goes the fun. All right? Guess what? I got music for you. Hopefully I pushed the right button. One, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Bring. It's a 4 beat. One, 2, cut. There you go. See how easy that was?
Yeah, so easy.
Super easy.
Let's do it again.
Do it in Wesley. Wrong.
Do it again. Do it again. Practice. 4, 1, 2, 3, cue. Keep your beat hand going. Beat hand doesn't stop. Okay. 1, 2, cut. Bring
I
them
can't
in.
do that. I can't do the cut. Hey,
I'm at both of them. The
we're
cut's
just
hard.
gonna have to figure out the steps.
Can you demonstrate the cut?
Sure.
Slow.
I don't know if I can do it slow. 1, 2, cut. They come in on 4. 1, 2, cut, 4. 1, 2, cut, 4. You could do it that way. Or you could do, I think I can do it
So you're
another way.
actually cutting them off on 3.
Well,
technically-
because technically
I
they
guess
cut
yeah,
right before
okay.
3 starts.
Right.
Yeah.
So
1,
basically,
2.
when you're going into 2, you need to cut them off.
You got to cut them at the end of 2,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is the beginning of 3.
1, 2,
So
cut
bring your prep hand up as you
Think
go
about it
into
like
2.
this. 1, 2, cut 4. You're forgetting 3.
3.
That's true, but this hand never stops the beat.
4, 1, 2,
My hand
cut
starts
4. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Let's do it again.
All right, do it again.
Ready.
Okie doke, let's do it again. And I noticed that it starts right on the music.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 1. You ready? There you go, good.
Ready? Hit some
3,
music.
4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry. 2,
Yeah,
cut, bring him in!
I couldn't see the music.
I'm sorry. Here we go. I'll give you another.
Just shrink it down. Just shrink it down.
Yeah.
You think it'll work?
Yeah, if you just make it smaller, that's fine.
Yeah, we'll shrink. I might have to hold it there. One, two, cut, bring him in.
That's hard.
I give up.
I'm trying it again.
Bring
I'm
him
gonna
in.
do this so I get it right.
It's the cut is.
I need a music
Here,
stand.
I'll do your music stand.
All right, yeah, if you need
No,
a
I'm
music
getting-
stand,
I'm gonna get
let's get some music stands. Because, let's see, because we could even probably go, oh no, I didn't put any more than that.
Just grab another one.
Grab a couple, here, give me a couple. There we go.
Yeah, it feels right.
All right,
Come on, Dana, we can share.
let's see.
Dana's a camera.
Why don't you share with someone. Share with Pastor. Go there and share with Pastor.
Dana, you can share with me if you want.
All right?
I'll just look
Boundless stop. Come on, Dana. You
I don't
can.
know how you like flip pages and things. I can't even.
Well, no, you just get used to it.
It's just one
I
page.
know.
Yeah, you don't even need to flip this one.
Inquire when he does things. He's like,
I got it right here. I got the real one right here.
crazy.
because it's melted into
He
his brain.
practices patting his head and rubbing his side.
Well, no, actually, you know, I have to sometimes practice on some of these, especially if it's a new piece. I have to practice conducting so that I can get it right for you guys. Okay, so conductors practice too. Okay, ready? Here we go. Now I kind of wish I had given you the whole thing.
No, that's okay.
Man, it's so hard.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, good. Not just me. And then cue the basses sometimes. Basses need to be cued there from time to time in our choir. Yeah, you don't have the rest of that.
Disconnect.
I have
Should've given us the
what
rest of
number
it.
it's on.
It's actually in the back. Is Renee still here? We'll send her back to get the music.
I know where it's
If you want to direct the whole thing, let's see, do we have time?
No.
You know what? We don't. I want to go through a couple more things. When you study conducting, you do a lot of conducting to recordings. So, like when I was studying conducting, I had recordings, and we would have to conduct to recordings, and then of course we'd have to conduct to the video, and then our teacher would rip us to shreds. No, encourage us in better techniques. Okay, let me go to something else here. Here's a group discussion. I want you to analyze the following patterns and tell me what might be wrong with that pattern or what it might be indicating. So number one, what might be wrong with that pattern?
Is it the place after 3?
That's what I was going to say.
The which?
The little dot after 3 before you go back down to 4?
Yes, yes. It's an unwanted break. So when you do that, that's really an unwanted break because the hand is literally stopping. Now,
But you would do that.
you might do that to indicate
Or
a phrase ending, okay? But I don't generally do that because I use my left hand for phrase endings. Okay, what might be the problem with number 2?
It's obnoxious.
I'd say
It goes
the
too
one,
far
the
down.
one is
on the
way down low.
First part goes too far down.
Right.
Yeah. What else? What else looks really weird about that?
It's very pointy.
Just the 90-degree.
There's
Yeah.
1 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah. So a couple of things wrong with this. Too much emphasis on one, unless you really want to emphasize a strong one. So too much emphasis on one, and also the bounce level changes, and so what'll happen in this case, your performers on the side will have trouble knowing, well, where is it? Because if I'm over here and all I see is a hand coming at me like this, doesn't mean anything. See, if I'm conducting like this, and let's say I'm conducting like this, you don't know where the beat is, right?
They don't see any vertical movement.
That's right, there's no vertical movement, so you can't tell where the beat is. So that's the problem, is that your performers on the side, or your singers on the side, or your instrumentalists on the side, they're not going to really know exactly where beat 2 and beat 3 occur. Okay? So that's the thing with that one. All right, look at number 3. What might be the problem with 3?
The bounces are as high as the main note.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so in number 3, your beat 1 is almost buried. So you can't really tell where beat 1 is. Beat 1 gets buried because all the other beats are.
right next to it.
Everything's the same.
Yeah. So you never know where the beginning of the beat is. Beat 1. Okay. How about number 4? What's wrong with 4?
Your 1 is not very clearly
It's not
defined.
in the middle.
It's not.
That's-
You know what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's not necessarily that it's not in the middle, although that is good observation. It's that the beat, where's the bottom of beat 1? How do I know where beat 1 is in that?
It's nowhere.
I'm just swirling around.
We're waving your hand.
It could be at the bottom or it could be at the side.
You ever seen anyone conduct like this?
Yes. I have.
Infinity. This is the infinity side.
Yes.
Sing forever.
Yeah, but you don't know where beat 1 is in number 4. So number 4, where's the bottom? Where's beat 1? You can't find the bottom. Okay, number 5. What might be wrong with number 5?
Can't distinguish your 3 and your 4 from each other.
Oh, you know what? I guess I need to roll that up. Okay, so number 5. What'd you say?
Like you can't distinguish the 3 and
No, no, that's not it.
4 beat is so long.
Yeah, you got it. The 4 beat is really accentuated. See? See how that big loop before coming to 4. Now, you might want to do that if you want to indicate a crescendo. Remember, size of beat indicates volume. So a small beat indicates soft. Large beat indicates loud. So you might want to do that, that's there with 4 to indicate a crescendo, but you don't want to do that for certain if there's no crescendo. Okay? All right, what about 6?
You can't indicate the difference between 1 and 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Where's 1? Where's beat 1?
Well, the second note is actually even higher.
Yeah. Second one's higher than beat 1, so if you were watching that, you would think that the second one was beat 1, where the first one is.
That would clash really badly, wouldn't it?
Yeah, your timing would go get all bad. All right, now look at this next one, number 7. What might be the issue with number 7?
Belly button conducting.
Could be. Certainly could be. Of course, I might be doing it from way up here.
Snooty conducting.
Actually, I know someone who conducts like, I've watched someone conduct like that in the past 3 years or 4.
Wasn't me.
What's the problem with that?
I don't know.
The 3 is not well defined either. It could either be at the bottom where it says, or it could be out at the edge,
Oh, yeah.
next, or, yeah.
Yeah, so in this case,
There's no clear.
3 is too low and too big.
Yeah.
It's just too low and too big. It's just, that's it, just it. Too low and too big.
Like Jordan was saying, it doesn't even look like a bounce. It's just a circle. Just
It's a big old swoopy or something. Okay, what is wrong with number 8?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
No, I don't know anything. I'm just guessing.
Anyone else? What's wrong with number 8?
Is it not a valid 3 conducting pattern?
Listen to Becca. What did Becca say?
What did Becca say?
I think it's perfect.
Becca says it's perfect, but you
I think-
asked us what's wrong with it.
Might be a
There's
trick
nothing
question.
wrong with it.
Oh,
I think
come on.
it feels pretty
That's
good.
crazy.
It feels good.
It's a perfect form of a 3 pattern.
Well, I'll be.
So Becca,
So the answer is
I get a
nothing.
gold star.
right answer. Right answer.
That was the only one I got right.
All right, what did I do with my phone? See if there's a few more things I want to, see if I got time for a few more things. Actually, got just 5 minutes. So, is there any questions you guys have about conducting? Anything that I can answer for you, or
They're being tested.
no. I might ask you to conduct a 2 pattern or 3 pattern next time. Next time we're going to devote most of the time to biblical principles that should govern our music, and then, talk about those guardrails that God has to help us, keep us safe. So that's really what we're going to do next time. I might, if time permits, I might ask you to do a 4 pattern, or do a 2 pattern, or do a 3 pattern. 4, 2, or 3. Okay? What else? Any other questions? Anyone? Pretty fun, huh? Isn't music fun?
I've always enjoyed it.
I'm telling you, it's a gift. It is a gift from God. And when used properly, it's a wonderful gift. Let's see, do I want to do anything else? I think that's good enough. I have a few more things I had just in case we come early, but it was really more about the actual ministry of music. But we might cover some of that next time. So, all right, well, thank you. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. You can hit me up anytime after church, before, well, maybe not before church, because I'm pretty focused in between services trying to get everything out on the instruments so that people have what they need to be able to do their best job. But after church and after any service, you can hit me up. I'm more than willing to answer questions. All right, that's it. Thanks. We'll see you next week.